Yeah, Lush said I think he said he's on a boat and he's faded.
That sounds about right. Yeah. I hope he does a couple. I want to know what his answering machine is.
Good with it.
I think the way he answers is better. Lush One, what's up, man?
I know what you play, boy.
We're good. PJ says you're faded and you're on a boat.
Yeah, I'm a ball, man. I'm on a football field, man. I'm on a Superdome with a bitch from the South who gives Superdome, you feel me?
Are you in Louisiana?
No, but hypothetically.
Oh. I was about to say, I'll be there this weekend. We can hang out.
Louisiana's a fucking great place. New Orleans is definitely one of my cities.
Yeah, New Orleans is dope.
I'm going there. Me and a bunch of wrestling nerds are gonna hang out this weekend.
In New Orleans?
Oh yeah. I got homies going to WrestleMania too. Yeah, for sure. I already know. I haven't been to WrestleMania since WrestleMania 7 back in the 90s or 80s or whatever when I was a kid, and that shit was off the chain. I saw the retirement match between Macho Man Randy Savage and Ultimate Warrior. That was a momentous occasion, right?
That was a good match. Luckily, it wasn't a retirement because Macho Man's awesome. So glad he didn't retire.
I mean, supposedly that's how it was billed at the time.
Yeah. You know how retirements are in wrestling. They only last about a month.
I was still at the age where I low-key believed that it was still real. I was like, the illusion was somewhat there. I was old enough to kind of know, yeah, I think it's safe, but regardless, I'm going to rock with this shit and just fly. So I guess I'm still at that age. So.
Yeah, I'll be up there this weekend, so it should be a fun time. So Lush.
Just say what up to my homeboy Jim the Cleaner from San Leandro in the building. Anyway, let's get to me first.
I will make sure to hold up a sign for him, and hopefully he will come over to me and we can smoke something up.
You feel me? Oh yeah, you're a stoner boy.
What was that?
Yeah, he's a stoner boy, so he'll be about to love.
Yeah. I figure anyone who hangs out with you probably has to smoke something.
You don't have to, but I mean, if you don't, I'm just going to smoke twice as much to compensate.
There you go. All right. That definitely makes sense of what I would expect. Got a big event coming up in a couple of weeks. Vendetta 2. How pumped are you for this one?
Well, it's pretty good. Vendetta 1, although it's considered, a hallmark event, and so many crazy battles came from there, and if you look at it on paper, despite the obvious fuckery, you know what I mean, with not just one but the two main battles, having different outcomes than people really initially were expecting, I was going through so much crazy shit in my life personally that, I hate the event and everything surrounding it. So, on a personal level, the reason why it's called Redemption, and Organic actually suggested the name Redemption, I'll believe you. The only reason I'm down to do an event called Vendetta is it's called Redemption because, boom, this is a chance to bring new energy to that name and clear it all. And we got a whole crazy ass, a lot of the battles that didn't get to go out on Blackout, they're getting, to be re-given to the fans with a couple big surprises, and even a few new matches that haven't been announced yet, which unfortunately I can't unveil, but I do promise you that they're up to the standards of the community, so y'all fools going to be geeked on.
Hell yeah.
So there's actually more battles announced. I was under the impression that Daylight Killer was the last one.
Yeah, that's other shit. You got now we always got little things in store that just pop up wow, you know what I mean? It's a fresh cover, baby. You know how we get down. You don't know now, you should know.
So wait, how many battles haven't been announced? Is there one more or two more?
There's actually 2 more battles that haven't been announced yet, but you know, I don't want to get into too many details about them. But they're just going to kind of pop out the cut, and fools are going to be entertained. Yeah, that's all I can say about them.
Hell yeah, dude, that's crazy. I did not expect that. Card's already stacked.
Yeah, you know, well, I mean, that's the way. The thing is, like, everybody is doing so much dope shit in battle rap culture, and the game is at such a weird, like stagnant point. It's almost at the point where it was, like, between WRCs and the early grind time days. It's like everybody's waiting to see what the next big thing is. So in the meantime, everybody trying to outdo each other. King of the Dot, our whole motto from Jump Street has been, give them with consistency. Whatever we're going to do hot shit. We're going to do huge matches outside the box. So, you know, we got to do things that people don't expect.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's definitely, you know, it's crazy to think about when, you know, Fresh Coast division started, you know, and like how it's, you know, like in my opinion, the best scene right now, you know.
That's tight. I mean, like, you know, it's always been, that's the matter. California's always been a hotbed for lyricism and talent and people pushing the freestyle culture and the competitive aspect of battling, where motherfuckers come at helmets and, you know what I'm saying, like chop suey, making Japanese dishes out of people's skulls, and that's just part of the culture out here. So motherfuckers are always it's good that it's being recognized on a mass level, because it's been the case for quite some time that if we're not at the forefront of it, we're close to it, and we're going to always continue to be. It's like a threatening presence, you know what I mean? It's like Kentucky might not win the Final Four every year, but they're going to be a team you got to watch out for, and that's kind of like the First Coast and the shit. Like if URL is a Bad Boy or MMG, we're like TDE in this rap game.
So is Vendetta and Battle of the Bay and Bola, are those going to be like the fixed events for every year now? Like, are those going to happen every year?
I mean, Vendetta's low key was on the fly, and then originally Bola was scheduled to be in May, so late April, early May. So around now we're going to be dropping, Bola. But when all these couldn't happen, and there's Serbian gunfights and third world conflicts that prevented motherfuckers from reaching, Canadian soil, we're gonna have to. We kind of had to do that on the fly, so that pushed Bola back. We're still doing Bola. That's in full force. That's gonna be looking like the third weekend of June for Bola, and then Battle of the Bay will be in the fall. So as of now, the two main events are just those two, Battle of LA and Battle of the Bay, and then there'll be other things that come up, you know what I mean? That's the immediate plans for the future 839 years, whatever.
Oh, I see. All right, cool. So whenever it's needed, Vendetta will pop up, like in this case with the extra battles from Blackout, stuff like that.
Yeah, it was like an on the fly type of thing, and just the fact that we're able to. That's why it's dope that one of the many pluses and one of the many benefits, for the JCAT ass fools that be like, oh, well, you're riding the coattails of Canada, blah 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 blah. Actually, we're able to help Canada a lot, because bang bang bang, we got the Fresh Coast division and all that shit that couldn't go down to Canada. We can still reach under the Canada banner and for the whole event. The main thing that's different between now, recent King of the Dot and King of the Dot of the past, is not like a Fresh Coast event as opposed to a Toronto event. It's we're all working together as a team. We have our specific stamp that separates us at Fresh Coast, but it's a lot of thing, really.
Are you guys planning on trying to do any other crossover names, obviously Cannabis and Mad Child, the Dad Battles and the KOTD? Are you trying to bring back any legends or crossover names like that?
It makes sense, man. I've always been a motherfucker that's getting where you fit in. It can make sense. The Cannabis shit didn't even fully make sense. Little JK Christian had to push the line on that stuff and make it making people. had the money put up, blah, 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 blah. I had no choice to do allow it to happen. I'm not one to stand in the way of progress. But at the same time, I don't fucking, if it don't force it, relax and let it flow. And like if fools are with it, if fools are talking about it, this is the platform, you know what it is. But I'm not gonna fucking, ride anybody's dick or fucking be out on their vagina clits to make it crack. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Word.
Not gonna be on the vagina clits to make it crack. I like that.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta avoid that hood.
I hear you. As far as Vendetta 2 goes, I mean, you said there's 2 more battles, and so you probably can't spoil any of for the next question. But is there any guy that you wanted on the card but just couldn't make it happen for some reason, whether they were busy, money wasn't right, or opponent wasn't right?
To be true with you, if anything, my biggest qualm with the event is that it didn't have as much Fresh Coast, in particular Los Angeles representation, because, you know what I mean? But even though that wasn't really the point of the event, like I said, it was more like just to get it popping regardless. And we do have some LA fools on there. Like, I wanted that to be more a thing from the jump, though, and it's kind of like, there's a lot of talent that's overlooked beyond, like, who are cats that are typically known as the Fresh Coast dudes, because obviously, there's all the Caddy Rons and the Fredos and the Copsticks and the Passes of the world who were all great. But there's a whole gang of talent from the Western region that's getting severely overlooked, and I'm hoping to help bring that to the light, me and the rest of the team, obviously Aspect One, you know what I'm saying, J-Pro, Malachi, Smokey Martinez, the whole fucking clique, and popping, baby. I'm proud of him.
Jeremy, do we have callers, or do you want to do some of the online questions?
Yeah, go to the online. I mean, we have Lil.
Answer whatever, man. I'm surprised you ain't to go. Like I got super on one because obviously people say some crazy shit. Cause I'm down to talk about whatever. You already know me. Like I'm gonna hold bars. I don't hold back shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll go. So I'll address any topic. I just can't spill beans on battles ever again. Yeah, I can't have organic giving the fucking Marshall Bill flash on me. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta keep it low key as far as info goes. But I'm down to talk about whatever.
Yeah, get a couple of questions from the forum going, PJ. If you want to call in and ask Lush some questions, though, the call-in number is 718-508-9522.
All right, so first one. All right, Juan DeMarco says, are you still upset at Diz for picking on Little Debbie? Was it because it was fucking with your bread or fucking with the bae?
Good question. No, I was never upset at Diz for being Diz, which is to be like, an outspoken vocal person. So, of course, do I think that was on many levels, I think that wasn't the best look of the target. And obviously, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool with all those chicks and what they got going on. But regardless, what I think is important to remember and what you always see me publicly pushing the line on is that we're all First Coast artists. We're all California artists. We're all fucking, you know what I'm saying, whether it's the Bay, LA, whatever. And if you see motherfuckers doing it out there, if you go to national or international conventions, you go to South by Southwest, you go to AC3 in Atlanta, whoop, you go out to NYC, the major markets, you realize that California artists really need to stick together because we do often get overlooked in all different agendas. So I don't give a fuck who you are, whether you're Disaster and Awkwards and all these fools killing it in the battle tip, or if you're the dude like Dumbfounded who's transcending and doing it in other arenas, 360 transcending and doing it in other arenas, even though he's not from Cali. Like, just all these motherfuckers doing it big. You see all the California artists on the come up in different regions from Kendrick Lamar down in LA to I Am Sue and Stacey Gemini all up in the Bay. No matter who they are, what they got cracking on, even whether I do enjoy the music, whether I don't, I support the fact that they're Fresh Coast artists, they're from Cali, and they're doing the damn thing, and they're pushing the line, and they're creating more opportunities for all of us. So for motherfuckers to beef with each other over petty shit, especially a grown-ass man hollering at a young-ass female, is fucking corny to me overall, even though Diz is my partner, and I ride with him, he's my brother, so I support everything he does. And the fact of the matter is, Do I do writing for artists in the industry? Yes, I do ghostwriting for a lot of different artists of different genres in the industry, and I do support artists saying that it's cool to get ghostwritten for because, like, you know, look at some of your favorite Marvin Gaye songs that are written by other artists. So just chill the fuck out. You don't even understand the context of everything. Blah, 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 splash. You know what I'm saying?
Well said. Phoenix wants to know, says, do you think the beef between and KOTD can be settled, and would we see battling on KOTD in the future? And your whole opinion on that thing.
Yeah, two things. One thing real quick, also, a lot of those fucking Bay Area chicks are associated with fools that are straight up killers. Get hold of a lot of fucking gangsters too. I don't want to see any other situations escalate to crazy ass levels. When it comes to things like and organic and all that shit, I don't anticipate anything rising to any other levels because, like, you know, Er's not that type of dude, you know what I'm saying? Like I do think there is a potential for all that to happen if people put their egos to the side. Might not want to go to Canada anytime soon because there's a lot of motherfuckers that are on his helmet. He did come out with a somewhat decent apology. A lot of people might not have felt that it was 100% sufficient. I have noticed a cooler attitude from him lately, you know what I'm saying? Like, he used to be like stuck on that like hip hop purist underground shit. Now he's like talking about Rick Ross is cool and all that shit. And that's dope because I've been pushing the line on, like, you know, people being open-minded to different forms of music for a long time. So it's good to see other people in positions of influence taking a similar stand, you know what I'm saying? Doing like progressive-ass things like you play a Planet Uno dude and shit. So he might be evolving and getting on a cooler level, you know, in a lot of different ways. And obviously him fucking saying Rick Ross is a good rapper isn't a barometer of him fucking, you know, his overall, like, integrity. I just, you know, saying that is, like, as a side point. But regardless, the dude is, I don't know about him battling in King of the Dot, but it is possible if fools just chill the fuck out. I think those dudes all need to just chill. If Organic, myself, and got on the phone, we'd all fucking be mad cool with each other afterwards and, like, and I see Earth moving in a more positive direction. We ain't even in each other's lanes. The whole beef is stupid to begin with because, like, motherfuckers are in different continents. Like, goddamn, let them do their thing. What's good for Earth, let her get successful and does the damn thing, is a good look for King of the Dot, vice versa. Like, I love when Flip Top gets a pop, and I love Ultimate Freestyle Friday and watch it. Of course, at first, it'd be like, damn, like, I wish I was doing this. I wish I was getting my shit popping. It's like, yeah, that's called fucking bacon. So Kelly rolling that shit, get your own shit jumping off. I'm like, I know I got my region out, and I'll walk through the streets of California and beyond the battle act shit, motherfuckers know who I am and they respect me. You can't buy that, you know what I'm saying? You can't buy that level of respect. Motherfuckers say they got shooters. Motherfuckers be like, yeah, you got fools gonna ride for you. But will those motherfuckers actually show up, or will they go, yo, I couldn't make it, I couldn't find them fools. What people can really do it. It's different, the level of respect that I got in the game, and that's what I think fools need to just act like that.
Keyboard Zelo wants to know if Delmon is still a collective.
It's a great question. Delmon is always going to be a crew. It's like, you know, like, obviously I've been continuing on with my music. I got a whole gang of different things. Working on the Indigo Trillafornian project, TITS, the Indigo Trillafornian sampler. So much different new music, and doing like a publishing deal. Got my fucking record deal in France, doing gang shit, doing a gang of solo music. A lot of industry buzz and labels wanting to fuck on my shit, but at the moment I'm like more focused on getting it all done myself because I'm able to deliver an industry level project. It's really gonna fucking surprise people when they hear it. I know they heard Gold Bricks in the Wall, which is a dope underground record, same with Music for Dope Ones, but when they hear what I'm doing with the Indigo Trillafornian shit is really gonna fucking get people, you know, on another level. I would love to always do Delmon crew shit in the future. Draco Monastery always just on a street level as a crew. Those are always my brothers. Shout out to Plex Rock and Ajax. You know, like, they're on different life paths. They're not pursuing the music full time. We can definitely do some things in the future though, and I'm keeping it lit regardless. It's flexed up. You know what I'm saying? It's just a Palm Nation till our DIE.
Cool. I was before I forget, man, dude. I remember on RMBV, you're talking about how your pops, Peter Hyams, man. I gotta shout you out because the Monster Squad, he produced that shit. That's like one of my favorite films ever. I gotta fucking.
Hell yeah, Monster Squad was some crazy ass shit, dude. I was a youngster when all that was going on. I definitely have memories of being on the set of that shit growing up and like seeing all kinds of crazy shit happening. Monster Squad is a cult classic. It's crazy that actually it was at the time was underperformed big time at the box office and lost a lot of money. It was a big deal, and like my pops was all upset about it, but just as we know that years down the line it was going to become a cult classic and people would embrace it on a whole other level. It's a lot. That's the way it goes with art. You know what I'm saying? Like Van Gogh never sold a painting his entire life, and that's why it's cool to have parents that are understanding of what I do. And even though I'm financially independent and always have, and I've been out on my own since I was 18 years old. That's 14 years ago. I still always had the full support and love of my parents, and that should definitely helps anybody when they're doing things that are extravagant and trying to get a battle rap leagues popping and bringing a lot of people together on a mass level when you're dealing with some of the largest egos in the world, so including your own, my own. So I definitely shout out to my pops and my whole entire family for helping a young player get it popping, especially when he was such a fucking young delinquent.
Didn't you say one time you were working on scripts too and shit?
Oh yeah. No, I have a couple different screenplays and a couple different things in development as well. And actually some dope-ass major Emmy award-winning writers that are attached to it as well now. And, so that's looking promising. I've been developing one screenplay for over 4 years now, so that's nearing the completion stages. I've been doing screenwriting my whole life, but like this recent foray. It's like this. Like everything I do, I knew if I wasn't doing some like thugged out in the street shit, I'm gonna be doing something artistic. You know what I mean? Or something super altruistic for the people, like feeding giraffes or whatever. So like I knew that I was gonna be writing scripts and doing a lot of writing. I knew that I was a precocious writer. I've been told that my entire life. So. Why waste my time writing screenplays when I'm young when I can do cool shit like be a rock star? So I'm doing all that now so I can do writing when I'm older. I know I'm going to write some crazy-ass screenplays, and I've already started doing it because I had a lot of friends that eventually were pestering me into getting involved in the projects they had, and that kind of jumped off what I did. A crazy-ass story I got. I'm looking forward to it, man. It's a lot. It's cool. I'm always involved in creative projects. It's kind of like what I do. I'm just kind of like an indigo being.
I hear that, man. I went to film school. I'm a filmmaker myself, man. I'm in the middle of editing a documentary. I produced a documentary of this cat, Sharkula, in Chicago, this crazy MC. But not to get too much off topic. The next question is from Lil.
That's why.
Next question is from Lil Ill. He wants to know your aspect on the whole math situation when Math did that blog about leagues and shit, underpaying rappers and all that.
I mean, like at the end of the day, like I totally feel like Organic put him in, like definitely embarrassed him and like put the whole situation in perspective for a lot of people, and that whole situation coincidentally brought to light how much of a on point dude's Organic is and how wide beyond his years Organic is. But regardless, like there's a lot of what Math was saying was true in itself, just not necessarily in regards to us or King of the Dot, because like I did see a response from Math and it's obviously a well thought out response days later after the fact, the best thing he could have said. But the truth is that King of the Dot, when we do book people, we offer a whole different production. We offer a whole production which involves an entire weekend and, like blowjobs from bitches of different races and matching zebra print songs and fucking all kinds of fucking, like interviews and blah, blah, blah and all this crazy shit going on. So, like, it's way different than getting booked in, like, you know, Bayou Billy's backyard battle league. You know what I mean? Like, which is the majority of what he's talking about. So a lot of shit got misconstrued, considering specific numbers he said that Matt said that were in relation to offers that he got. Now, I mean, like at the end of the day, King of the Dot operates as a think tank. We all are individuals, though, and we all have different experiences, and we might not necessarily agree 100% as individuals. I might not agree with some of the offers that he was getting, but regardless, I do overstand and agree with the overall point, and I think that, you know, like Matt, like this is a stock market. Rappers have stock, rappers have value. You might realize what you're capable of doing, but that does not define your overall value as a rapper. You might know how fucking nice you are. You might have done this or that or that. But if people aren't willing to pay you a certain amount, if you're not generating this amount of money, then that is not your value. That goes for fucking everybody. You know what I mean? From Jay-Z on down.
Wait a second. Let's get back to these blowjobs by strippers as part of King of the Dot pay.
I'm just saying, man, you know what I'm saying? Crazier things have happened. It does go down, bro. It goes down. It's beyond the way that they're paid. It's the way that they're paid.
Sign me up. How do I get booked? That's all you got to pay me. Just blowjobs. I'm good.
Oh, my God. All right, the King wants to know why Dirt hasn't gotten a battle on the Fresh Coast. Has he not?
There's been we've been trying to get Dirt hell of times. There was some fuckery with, like, absurd, like, and the gang shit that didn't go down. But the good news is that I'm hosting a battle in Boston in Upper Massachusetts in 413 Battle League on May 31st with Dirt in it. So, you know, that's close to Fresh Coast. We have Lush one of Dirt in the same vicinity. We'd love to get him out here. It's hard, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, once again, at this point, the way that it operates, there's so many different levels of the game, and there's so many different, like, leagues and different people getting in popping. It's like, I don't have much control. Like, I can only book a certain amount of people, and it has to be, and it's a matter of ends justifying the things. I can't just be like, oh, well, I'd love to see fucking, you know, Charlie Clips battle. I'd love to see fucking Charlie Clips battle Password because I know that's an awesome battle, but do those numbers add up? There's hella different factors, and obviously we think outside the box, and that's one of the things that makes us successful with King of the Dot. It's like, we have to understand our level in the game, and if we're not the top stage in this battle rap shit, we're damn near close to it, and we are a very, very, very high level to achieve. That's an accolade. So we have to be like real, like, careful about how we look at. I'm not saying that Dirt doesn't measure up to those standards because he's a dope ass rapper, and I'm a fan. It's just a matter of does it make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We only have like 9 or 10 battles on our card.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I see where that doesn't make sense. Dirt's dope and everything. I forgot to ask. Jagerbomb wanted to know where you got your fur coat at Blackout 4.
I went hunting 2 weeks before that in the Sahara Desert, and there's this like crazy ass like this being descended upon me. It was a winged being. It looked like a dragon. It had like it was like a speaker with the wings of a dragon, and like we kind of got into it. I you know what I'm saying, and I held up, and he took me to this little ass spot in downtown LA that jigged me for the love. Nah, but actually, this bitch that is my gal's roommate in Toronto had it, and it was dumbass live. I believe it's like if a fine ass hippie chick asks me, hey, if someone wants to be impressed, it's worth like 30 G's. I mean, you know, you can take your pick. I just like the way it looked. It felt good. Miss Cole was fucking Toronto.
What do you make of the people? What do you make of the people that hate on the way you dress?
I mean, like most of them don't really have too much fashion sense to begin with, and they're either A, just trying to make conversation and make a sensationalized comment, which I appreciate because we all seek attention in our own way. They're either B, like they genuinely have a wax sense of style, or C, they're pissed off that I am able to pull certain things off that they're not able to because they don't have the self-confidence to do so, or for whatever that's holding them back in their lives. So it's really a corny-ass thing to talk about, especially when I'm, like my accolades as far as fashion speak for themselves. It's more than kids on a forum talking about it either. Like, I get respect in the fashion game. I'm a trendsetting icon. I don't even need to say that. Like, I'm some whatever. Dumbass thing to say, but it's a matter of fact. So I really don't care about that. It's like all the people that dress as flyers have that type of shit being said about them. If I didn't, then I would just probably be wearing like Echo hoodies and, size 34, Jinkos or whatever. I don't, and not that that's bad. I don't have anything against people that dress like that. Like, everybody's entitled to have their own style. But I definitely don't fit in the box of what the preconceived notion is. And it's costing me a lot of immediate fans. And I could cater to the battleground demographic very, very easily and just be like, okay, yo, what's up? Got another battle, kicking it straight from the streets. Like, no, but I don't get down like that. I have my own style. I express myself in my own way. And if I feel like there's a certain energy that needs to be balanced, I'm going to bring that to the table in different ways. If you don't fuck with it now down the line, I guarantee you will. And if not, you'll plan on sucking.
I like it. I'll tell you, don't change your style. Awesome.
No, man, it wouldn't be.
I appreciate that, player. Girls don't tend to complain, and I turn it up. I could look more toned down if I want to. It just depends on the point that I'm trying to make. Fashion is a form of expression,
Yeah, man. The amount of hate you get proves you're doing something right.
I think it's fantastic. That's one of my things with every event is what is Lush good, because your reaction. I think about rappers. I think when we had J Pro said, I didn't have Lush's to it. I know it's good.
Hey, Jeremy, you're cutting in and out. Jeremy?
Uh-oh. Yeah. Oh, what's up with that? I just say J Pro. J Pro, if your reaction to Lush, he knows it's shit because those people who we talked to a couple of people says that like you get a line before the line.
Well, I actually I get them. I think like an MC, you know what I mean? I can interpretate bars before they come off, and I am pretty like well versed as far as media and culture and just things. Like, I'm the type of brain I might not study that much, but I can see something once and absorb it and form some type of an understanding on it as to where like bars really do make sense to me real quick, and I do get it. If I don't, and I'm able to find some type of enjoyment, and just like my taste in hip hop is very diverse, the music I make is very diverse, so I'm able to find enjoyment in a lot. I'm open-minded, but at the same time, if it's whack, trust me, I know.
Nice. Who do you think won between QP and QP?
I think that it's really hard to judge, Maury QP's battles because he translates to the video better than damn near anyone in the game. Like, you could just like analyze his shit for days. Like, it's way different. It's hard. If I was there, I'm not sure. I might have thought that clean paper one, but on video it's something way different, you know what I mean? So it's hard. It's really hard for him, and the way battles are judged in general today are on some such fuckboy shit. There's no right answer, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather spare myself losing some fans and just be like, fuck this question.
Oh shit. Sorry, go ahead, Jeremy.
I was going to say, who are some of your, like, the guys, whether they're old school, new school, the guys that you just, when you see them on a card, you're like, yeah, this guy's about to kill it, or I can't wait for that battle?
Man, like, I definitely, I'm definitely right now. Like I think the name that everybody is looking at is Charlie Clips. I think Pool's really trying to see what he does coming up right now. You know what I mean? And I think people are really trying to see how B Magic translates to this to different audiences. Is B Magic gonna do well in the Fresh Coast crowd when he takes on Rum Nitty? Like shit like that. Rum's definitely a really exciting dude. Like there's very few battlers that I'll check just based on name. Disaster and Daylight are still two of them, and I think it's based on their unpredictability and like motherfuckers really not knowing what they're gonna do. And even though I know both of them are considered not in their finer moments as of late, but like regardless, the fact that they're so fucking out there, and but overall the game's so oversaturated is different. You know what I mean? My answers 3 years ago, my answers year to year would be changing, and right now it's like the game needs something, a major dynamic shift regardless. But me being the Sagittarius I am, and being the one that's helping shift and guide this coast, we're going to be adapting, and we're going to be at the forefront regardless.
Word, yeah, Rum Nitty is like one of my new favorites, dude. He's killing it, man. I'm really looking forward to him and B Magic. I think if Rum Nitty's received that well, like pretty much everywhere, I mean, I think that B Magic will be received well on the Fresh Coast.
We got to see. I mean, like B Magic is like, to me, very similar to Steve to Conceited, but slightly more complicated. Yet toned down with the performance, and it's just a matter of the way the Fresh Coast is pretty open, and I'm pretty sure the Fresh Coast is gonna fuck with it, but you never know, man. This shit is a gamble. So I know that this V2R card in general is got everybody on their toes.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. Oh, are you still doing the whole battle with Matt Ills thing?
Okay. Shit, dog. We could talk about this for hours. Okay, so the way it was proposed to me, now, Metals and I recently have become on a cool level. Like we've been getting along decently. Like I like the whole entire Grind Time staff. I have no qualms with what they're doing. Obviously, I think for me personally, now I've spoken about other motherfuckers that have been wrong a million times, so I'm not going to get redundant and do that. But just off the man shit, to speak on what the fuck I've done wrong, I think it was hard for me to accept just seeing another name and other people repping Grind Time West, when that's something that I personally created, you know what I mean, and I built from its inception. To see it getting repped, especially in a way that I, didn't feel like was suitable and was clown shit, especially when they were, in my eyes, trying to directly compete with what we were doing, even though, that was clearly not the case, even if it was possible, which it's not, you know what I mean? But, regardless, we on a cool-ass level, everybody on their staff I fucks with, you know what I mean, as individuals, and Ills and I have gotten past whatever it is, even though, do I feel like I need to be compensated by them? Yes, but that's beside the point. Are they still making money off of my hard work, and are my videos that I produce the ones that are generating their income to this day? Predominantly, yes, you know what I mean? Now, regardless of all that, I'm getting along with Ills. I'm sure he still has his qualms with me. Now, what he wants to do is set up this battle against me, you know what I'm saying? Now, for me to battle somebody, maybe it's because I'm, haven't battled since 2008, and when I battled, we genuinely didn't fucking like each other, and fools really got it in and wanted to take fools' heads off, and it was really that important, you know what I mean? For me to have to battle somebody, that's going to open up the Pandora's box for hate, you know what I mean? I'm going to have to start thinking of this fool as the fucking mark-ass buster that I, have been thinking of him as for so many years as it is, right? So I'm like, okay, if we're going to do that, let's present it to be like, we're going to be doing a tour. He wants to have it booked in all these different regions. Now, I'm able to get booked in these regions already as a solo touring artist, you know what I mean? Because I do shows all over the place, spot dates, whoopty-whoopty-whoop, host battles, whoopty-whoopty-whoop. I've been doing it, I'm in between shows as we speak, right? So for me to get booked in these regions and get paid whatever I get paid, that's, I'm able to do that. Now, he's not able to even get booked without having my name attached to it. Now, I don't want to beat with him. I'm not talking shit, but it's a fact of the matter. So you've been fucking getting money off of me. You're still getting money off of me. I'm forgiving you. I'm trying to move on past that shit. But now the only way you can do it is by still attaching my name to yours. And how do you want to do it? You want to battle, which means, A, you think you're a nicer MC than me, which, we're not even going to get into the logistics of that. But to me, it's a completely laughable concept. But we're not going to get into that. It's arrogant, though, regardless, whether or not I agree with it. You know what I mean? You have to acknowledge the fact that that's crazy that he even thinks that, right? But he wants to go city to city, state to state. Now, the numbers that we had discussed in order to make that possible, and I'll put that out there, $1,500 each per city, that's fine. So $1,500 times, 25 cities in a month, that's a decent amount of money, especially when I got new projects coming out and I'm going to be performing in any city. Fuck it, I won't even ride in the van with you. I'll pay $500 to fly my DJ out with me, and we'll travel separately so I don't even fucking have to spell Mad Hills, you know what I mean? To the fucking spot, roast him every city, take the $1,500 over the show, fucking bitch in front of him and yeah. And like I could do that, right? But now, when we weren't getting the offers that were sufficient to me, he was down to do it. Like, yo, I'll get paid $500. We'll get $500 each. Won't be. I'm like, I'm not with that though, because I'm able to get paid $500 in these markets just by either DJing or performing or doing both. I don't need to fucking battle somebody that's already making so much profit off of me when battle rap isn't the thing that I'm interested in, period, putting my creative energy towards, right? Like, none of it makes sense. So, like, we got a couple fucking bullshit offers since then and other things that he wanted to get involved in with me, and the numbers don't make sense. Like, I prefer to just keep it civil with him and be his friend than do all this fucking extra shit. If he really wants to get it in and really want to do a battle, cash him out like 3, 4, 5 G's, some shit that's fucking worth it to me. And fuck it, let's do it. Anything else, not even being a diva, it just doesn't even make sense to me as a human being at this point. I feel like I'd be a fucking buster, especially getting it in with that fool who's like, damn, still trying to attach himself to Lush One's name, a name that's completely out of his lane. I don't make music similar to him. We're not even in the same fucking realm other than we're both affiliated with the same battle company that I ain't even fucking with no more. I rebranded it to the point where the streets of LA are hollering KOTD, killing it on the daily already. And it took them a while to get fucking switched over from Grind Time. But we fucking did that shit because we're able to. So I wish him the best. I want him to get it popping. Am I trying to battle him? Only if it fucking makes sense. Other than that, why? He tried to high side D-Rex and be like, 20 racks, whoopty-whoopty-whoop. Man, that motherfucker was down to battle me for $500 in a flight to Minnesota.
Shit, that's crazy. So that's definitely not going down, unless they can.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's not. I mean, I've had a couple offers and people are saying, well, you won't like. If I get offered like a flight, a hotel, a show situation, and 3 stacks to do a battle, I'm in no position as a man to turn that down. But anything less than that, literally $2,850, I wouldn't be. No, I can't as a man. Like, once again, I wouldn't be in a position as a man to take it. And it's really crazy. It's beyond principles. It's just about fucking things that make sense.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, especially if you can book yourselves at all those spots. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Exactly. It's like I'm having no hard time getting those shows booked. You know what I mean? Like, I can get those. Like, the fact that he's still trying to attach my name into it is like, damn, aren't you boys with Immortal Technique? Why don't he throw you on some shows? Don't you fuck with Red Bull? Red Bull MC Challenge? Can't you fuck with them on some shit? You know what I'm saying? I know your boy Parable fucking works for one of the biggest publicists in the country. Like, he can't get you some good one. Like, you got to use my name to get in hip hop DX. Like, damn, it's like, I ain't even mad at you, Matt Hills. I'm trying to keep it cool, but like, do your fucking own thing, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here doing mine, bruh, and I got no hate towards anybody, but just like, I hope that makes perfect sense to everybody.
You can do a show for $1,500 or take a pay cut and add Matt Hill to the bill. But yeah, man. I mean, I would like to see that battle. I think a lot of people would definitely tune in to see that shit. I mean, if
fools really want to see that, then it'll go down. You know what I mean? Obviously, no. Well, like, do I really think fools really want to see us? Like, what? Like, obviously, I have so much to say. Like, basically everything I just said in this conversation, if it was put in rhyme form, would be fucking ether. Like, what did he say about me that we don't already know? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, like, I take drugs, I'm a fucking this or that. Like, dog, let's compare fucking record sales. Let's look up record sales. Let's look up catalogs, compare them to each other. Like, let's see who has more fans. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's see who doesn't buy fans on the internet. Like, you know, like he can freestyle cool. Like, I freestyle fucking amazing. Like, if you're into that shit, you know, you're like his shit. If you're into my shit, you like my shit. Like, why is me battling him tight to people? If it is, fuck it, I'm down. But does that really sound tight to y'all of all the battles that you put out?
I think people want to see it from a, you know, personal history standpoint. But yeah, as far as the battle, it wouldn't be very competitive.
Yeah, you tell me like what's he gonna do? Like, get in my face and yell and then like say some shit that like will appeal to the Latino community, even though he's not really genuinely in touch with them. Like, what's the like? I don't understand. Like.
Oh man, who's your favorite dude from the freestyle era, Lush?
Ooh, the freestyle era was fucking crazy, and the thing is, a lot of the dopest fools are people you'll never see, just cats from the fucking that were in the streets that would torch anybody, and you barely even saw their name. They just hopped into one or two ciphers and just murked it, and were just like, and that's just the way it is, especially out in Cali. But as far as like the known legit like dude, like, man, like that in his prime, like the shit that you know it isn't available on scribbled DVDs and blah 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 blah. If you actually saw fucking Peace from Fellowship get it in his prime, like just on the corners in the murking pool, you'd be seeing some shit. You know, like that fool was a monster. I've always been a huge Mac Lethal fan too.
Yeah, Pete, man, Peace. I got all the scribble DVDs, and I think I might have watched the one that Peace was in the most, like his battle with Idea. I love that shit, man. Peace is the shit. I'd love to see him. I'd love to see him do another freestyle battle.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. He's definitely on another level now. He's on his own wavelength. But like when he gets to the top of man, like the shit that I've witnessed as far as like freestyles, like are things that can never even really be spoken on, because the dopest moments of freestyles are never even recorded. The dopest ciphers just mixed video.
No, it always goes down.
We only got about 3.5 minutes left, so I want to make sure Lush gets all the stuff in. Lush, we appreciate you joining us tonight, and Vendetta's going down April 19th. Crazy card. Some leftover battles from Blackout, some new battles. Like PJ, I can't wait for B Mag against Rum Nitty. It's gonna be crazy. Danny Myers is also on the card. Big K against the Source. Shoddy Aver, Big T Bender. Crazy ass card. Let's go ahead and thank anybody you need to thank. Plug anything you need to plug, man.
Definitely, you know what I'm saying? King Fly, Organic, Avi, you know what I'm saying? Bishop Brigante, Gully the Kid, Malachi, Smokey Martinez, my player partner Aspect One, everybody holding it down, you feel me? Go to www.KOTDTV.com to get that pay-per-view or to get the tickets, or if you want to flex with it, it's all good. You feel me? Shout out to everybody holding it down. Westside 5150 Cruz, holding it down on that block. Come see me, Clemson and La Cienega. You already know what time is it. West Los, smiling on them.
Lush, we appreciate it, man. Enjoy boat and enjoy whatever you're smoking right now, because I'm sure it's good stuff. PJ, we got Bender next week?
Yeah, we got Bender next week, and we don't have any battles
locked. I'll play upon him, man. We got some crazy shit with him coming up too. He's not only some shit. Not only are you gonna see him battle at B2R, but I guess I'll tell y'all right now why he's love this week. He's going to be battling Thesaurus at Bola in June, so enjoy that shit. Yeah.
Finally, hell yeah, dude, hell yeah. Forward to that shit.
We got that to talk about with Bender, and of course his battle with Big T and everything. So, you said no battles like next week. We'll have something lined up for next week, and we're gonna have Charlie clips for the next couple weeks. I guarantee it. I'll make it happen. We got
let me know when this is online so I can blast it everywhere. There's some crazy ass. So many here driving more nuggets in that fucking Denver Chronic. That's not as good as the Cali shit, but it still needs to be heard type shit. You feel me?
We appreciate it, Lush. Have fun out there in California. Have fun with Vendetta in a couple of weeks. It's going to be crazy. As he said, KOTDTV.com. Get the pay-per-view if you can't make it out there. It's going to be another great event by King of the Dot and the West Coast. West Coast always doing it. They had the big resurgence past couple of years. Always doing it huge. Thanks in large part to Lush and Ask the Malathion and J Pro and Organic and King Fly and all those guys. We appreciate it, and we will talk to everyone next week. We got Bender. We got some on-air battles. Any closing thoughts, PJ? I wrapped it up early today, which is crazy. All right, we're PJ. Oh, I put PJ on mute. No wonder you can hear me. Sorry, PJ. I thought I muted Lush, and I muted you. All right, yeah, so we'll be back next week with Bender. Again, shout out and thank you to Lush One for joining us. That was PJ got that one. And again, next week, Bender, that's all PJ, Charlie Clips. I'm going to make that happen, and other big stuff in the works. So thanks, everybody, for listening. Take care, everyone.
Peace.